everyone, welcome to Kelly's Creative Dream Studios, and it is SACS Saturday, which means I either show you products that I have purchased from Spectrum Art Creations, or I make a project using products I purchased from Spectrum Art Creations. And today we're going to do, and I'm going to show you the paper pad that I'll be using. She does have a nautical challenge going on in the Spectrum Art Creations and Friends Facebook group. And so, because I'm leaving on Monday, I only have a couple of days to get a couple of more entries in. So what I want to do is I've got to do today's video, which I'm recording on Friday evening. Then I've got Monday's video, Tuesday's video, and next Friday's video, hopefully, to get done in the next couple of days. So, for the next 3 videos, I'm going to be using Stamperia's Sealand scrapbooking pad. There are 10 double-sided sheets, and they're 12 by 12. And one of the reasons I decided to go this route is because as soon as the bee journal is done, I'm going to be starting on Jason's sailing journal, and there's a lot of cool papers in here that I can use for that. So today we're going to make a pocket for his journal, and then Tuesday, since it's Tag Tuesday, I'll make a tag for that pocket, okay? I think that's where we're at. So, let's take a look at the paper pad first. I just think all the images are so super pretty. And I'm going to have to, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this apart. So when I flip them, I can flip them. So then we have this one that has all these fabulous sayings going on. Move the Carmex. You don't need to see my Carmex. And then we have this one with the lighthouse. Now, I have a cover that I did in a class with Madi 2 years ago, maybe, that I want to use for the cover, and I'd love for this to fit in here, even if I just use it like as a half page or something, but I don't want to break this down. I want to have the entire image of the lighthouse. And down here it says, you can find yourself where the wind meets the water. And if I'm not mistaken, Jason is also a Navy veteran. So we have this, then we flip it over and we have this. The voice of the sea speaks to the soul. And you can see the compass up here. There's some writing up here. Just great papers. Then we have this one, really nautical with the anchor. So it would fit right in with the Navy and some background charts. And then we have the hot air balloons. Now I will not be using this side, any of the tans and browns in this journal. I will be strictly to water themes. So then we have these cut apart cards, and this is the one we're going to use today for our pocket. So we have this one, we have the message in a bottle kind of thing, and I want to play with this. I think I can do something cool with that, but it's going to have to wait a couple of weeks. Today is pretty much all about the quick stuff. So in future, I'll be using this one, this one, this one, this one, and then like I said, we're going to use this one today. So, and then we have this crinkled paper in the background on that one. I love this one. And now we're down to papers I've not torn out yet, so I got to tear this one out. So we have this. I love the gulls. Song of the Sea. And there's his sailing ship. He wants so bad to sail. He loves the water. He loves to travel. He loves adventure. Then there's this one, and while I don't want to use the hot air balloons up here, I can take this and make this as a bottom pocket in the journal. And then we flip it over and we have it here too. So maybe we could use this as a tip out. We might be able to use that as a tip out. And then we have this with the shiplap. I love that in the blues. Not as much in the wood grains. Then we have this one with the starfish. Every seashell has a story. But I don't think we're going to be using this one unless I cut some of these out and use them in tucks. And then we have the map. Because I want to stick mostly to the blue tones in this journal. And we have this one with the rope. With the, I know the name of that. And then we have this here. Now I might keep this part of the compass because we have this all here. And then has trust your heart. If the sea catch fire, live by love, though the stars walk backwards. We dream in colors borrowed from the sea, and all my troubles wash away in the water. These are going to be perfect to just cut out and turn into the tucks. And we have more of this here. And more of the brown with the ship's wheel, and I could cut this out and put it to use. Follow your dreams. More of the roping. And this I could just cut apart and use the roping. And then we have this one that is double-sided 4x6, I think. Yeah. I love this one. Love this one. I'm going to flip it over, and they're plain brown on the back. So I may be bringing in some of the browns. We'll see. And then this is a cut apart. This is the back of the paper pad that shows all the papers. And we're going to be using this piece today too. So some quick fussy cutting. So now that you've seen what we're going to be working with. Oh, and I also have rub-ons. Now I'm not sure if we're going to use a rub-on on the pocket or if we'll be using it on the tag next week. We'll have to see where we're at. But I do know we're going to use this one. And we're going to use, where's that other one that we want to use? Is it this one? Nope. 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 Where did it go? Did somebody take it away when I wasn't looking? There it is. Those are the two we're going to work with today. So let me move the pad out of the way. I have so many stops and starts over here and piles. Trying not to lose anything. So I'm going to start by cutting this out first. And because my trimmers don't always play nice, I am going to use my paper trimmer. So let's start with this one. And I want to make sure that I stay above that rope. So I'm going to cut up here a little farther because I want to leave that rope there. So we can do that. And that'll save that one for later. And then I'm going to cut this one out. Just like that. Save that piece for later. And then I'm going to trim this one down. And I think I have a master plan. Let's go ahead and trim this off. I do. Let me see what I have for rope in the drawer over here. I have some twine, but it's not as thick as I want to use. So let's use this. And we're going to go ahead and cut this one off. I had to look and check, make sure I had hit record. It's been a crazy day. We finally got around to defrosting the big upright freezer downstairs. I knew what was down there and I knew where everything was at, but it is not a frost-free refrigerator. So periodically we have to pull everything out, put all the contents into cooler bags, and we set them in the bathtub under a blanket so that they don't thaw out. And that becomes a project for the day. It's not bad. We empty everything out. We unplug the freezer, turn everything on. See, and that's almost going to be two. But I want to find this blue. In my paper pad over here. I like the idea of pool party. I think. Pool party might be a good one. Let me see what else I have up here that might work. I'm going to be rearranging my papers over here so that all my 8.5 by 11 are together. I think pool party is my best bet. I do. I think balmy blue might be too blue, but let's put it up there and see. I don't know, maybe balmy blue isn't too bad. I think I like balmy blue, which I guess fits, right? Okay, so let's measure this. This is 5 3/4. Get the gunk out of my track. Time to take the air can to it. 5 3/4 by 3.5. So 5 3/4. If I want to make this a 1/4 inch bigger all the way around, this needs to be 6 by 3 3/4. That makes it a 1/4 inch wider than the paper. And that will help give us a perfect border for that pocket. Okay, so I'm going to move that. And I want to use my walnut stain and go around the edges of this first. And you know, got another idea. I don't see my, I was hoping for my Tim Holtz distresser over here. Let me grab my tote bag really quick. It's another one of those projects I've been meaning to organize. And I just haven't got to it. But this also holds tools. And I have tools in lots of different places. And I think it's time I got them together. What do you think? Okay. I was hoping one of those distress tools was handy. I thought they were in here. Apparently not. So that will be something I will be on the lookout for, is my Tim Holtz distress tool. Jacky darns, it's one of the things I wanted to use. Okay, so we will move this, and we will just use a pair of scissors to distress. I'm going to use these, and I'm just going to try to give this some distress in here. Yeah, we take that. I like the distress tool because I'm not always sure about my ability to do this properly, where it comes out the way I want it. I'll show you what I'm after here. We're going to rough this up all the way around. You got to come towards us. Okay. Get all those little fibers up out of the way. Okay. And then, my spritzer bottle. And I want to just kind of curl this up a little bit. And I want to be careful here because that's where I'm going to wrap. Okay, I think I can live with that. Not quite all that I wanted, but I can live with it. Take a baby wipe and get that moisture off of there. Okay. Now we can come back in with our walnut stain, and it'll give it that burnt look. Play with your tools. And you know, if you do something and you don't like it, just remember, it's only paper. It's only paper. Okay, now I'm going to flip this over, and I want to go about where this is. So I'm going to take my double-sided tape runner, and I'm going to run it on the back here. And that's going to let that stick when I run this around. And I'm going to run this, I think, 2 or 3 times, because I want the texture on here. And we want to give this, oops, a place to grab. But you know what? We can fix that. That's what distress is for. Okay. And all I'm doing, if I can keep track of this, is I'm just wrapping it around. Okay. And I'm going to come back one more time. And it's time to get rid of that. That's driving me crazy. Time to get rid of that. Okay, now. And then this can come back here. And we'll mark it on the back cut it off. And then we're going to take this, and we're going to come back under here, checking to make sure it has in frame. And I want to wrap this around here a couple of times. Keep it up there close. Okay. See, when it comes to C-knots, that's Bob's department. I used to know him as a Girl Scout when I taught my girls their knots badge. But now it's like, let's just... And I'm going to leave those for now because I may have some charms that I could put on the end of that. Now I'm going to come back and we're going to put this onto there. And because this is still kind of damp and I don't want to distress that paper, I'm just going to come in here about 1/4 of an inch all the way around. Just like this. 1/8 of an inch maybe. And that's going to give me all I need to press this down and be where I need it to be. Okay, just like that. Now, we have this part done. And remember I said we were going to use that ship. So let's bring this ship in. And I'm going to come in here. And I'm going to quickly cut it out. And I have an idea. I knew I wanted to do this as a layer, but I just had another idea to use that with. So, let me get my fussy cut scissors in here. Let me take a drink. We finally got rain today. I was watching the opening ceremonies for the Summer Olympics in Paris. I have waited 2 years for that because each event is going to be held at a historic landmark in Paris. And so you'll get to learn a little bit about Parisian history while you watch some of the most talented, extraordinary athletes make history of their own. The other thing that I was so impressed with tonight was during the opening ceremonies, actually the closing of the opening ceremonies, was to hear Celine Dion sing. Now, if you don't know, Celine has been battling for the last, I think, 3 or 4 years with what they call stiff person syndrome. Now, stiff person syndrome targets about 1 in 1 million people, and usually in women. And what it does is it basically turns you stiff as a board. You can't move, and you're in excruciating pain. You have like a seizure, and one of the first place it targets is in your rib cage. So you can't speak because your lungs cannot expand, so you can't breathe. And if you've not seen it and you have Amazon Prime, I encourage you to go watch the documentary, I Am Celine. It is absolutely fascinating. Just absolutely love it. Now we're going to put this sailboat on kind of a rocky seas. I went around and I distressed it with the walnut stain so it would pop and it would have a little bit of a shadow behind it. And then here's what I got. I'm going to put a wobbler on it. I love wobblers. Now we're going to start with the flat base here. And there's a paper on the back. It's sticky. So you just got to take the backing off. Let me see if I can get a hold of it with my pick tool here. Now I have a couple of batches of these. I'd first gotten a card with a wobbler on it, fell in love and found them in Hobby Lobby. And then Maddie brought them out and used them in a challenge, so I bought another pack from her. So you take the back and you place it where you want it on your project. And I'm going to put that pretty much center of that sailing ship. And then we're going to peel off the backing of the other end. And we're going to create a little bit of a rocky sea on here for Jason. Just like that. And now his sailboat will move. Isn't that cool? I thought this would be just perfect to add a little something extra to the elements in Jason's journal. So that's going to do it for me today. We will be back here Monday with an All Things Altered, and we are going to be playing with, of all things, a butter box, but we're going to do something a little different than we've been doing with that. So hold on to that. And then we will be back here on Tuesday with a tag that fits this collection for Jason's journal. In the meantime, please remember to like, to share, subscribe, and I will see you on Monday. Creative blessings.